So I've had quite a few people attempt to reach out to me talking about their old CB radios and their new GMRS radios. And a question that I get a lot is, can I use my old CB 5-foot whip antenna with the GMRS radio? And the simple answer is no. You see, the frequency difference is very different from CB to GMRS. For example, if you look over here, this is 27 megahertz around the area where CB sits. Then you have 28 megahertz, which is 10 meter amateur radio, 54 megahertz around 6 meters. Then you have 144 megahertz around 2 meters. Then you have 151 and 154 for MRS. Then you have 420 to 450 for 70 centimeter. And then way off in the distance, you have 462 megahertz for GMRS. Now that is more than a 400 megahertz difference between these two frequencies. And the further away that you stray from those frequencies that the antenna is rated for, then the higher your SWR is going to be. And the higher your SWR, the more you can damage your radio or any of the parts thereof. And it's just not going to get your signal out as far. You're going to have a reduced output, and everything is going to be worse off than if you just got an antenna that was rated for the radio that you're using. And remember, you can still keep that old CB antenna, but you're going to have to put a new GMRS antenna on there as well. And that goes for the same thing with a 2 meter and 70 centimeter amateur radio. You don't want to use a dual band antenna for GMRS. A dual band 2 meter 70 centimeter antenna still provides a very high SWR for GMRS. You want something that is tuned specifically for 462 megahertz up to 467, not going past that. The reason being is those are the two frequencies that sits in between each other. So if you get something that's tuned exactly to that, your SWR should not go above a 1.01. You could have an antenna on your roof and it's pretty tall and all that good stuff, but at the end of the day, if it's not tuned properly, it's not going to receive as well and it's not going to transmit as well. So something to keep in mind is to make sure you get an antenna that is tuned to your radio.